What was it like to be a part of this first season? Because it's very unique. It's the first Star Trek show that's ever been on a streaming service to start off its life. What were some of the challenges of being able to write and create for a show that was going to be exclusively on a streaming platform?
I think one of the things that right away people asked us, and it was something they wanted to take into consideration, was the idea that since we were on the streaming format, we could do things that haven't been done before in network television. And so would we be doing them? Would there be swearing? Would there be sex? Or would there be graphic violence? All this other stuff. And the expectation almost was, I think, from some people that we would be doing that. And when you really study what Star Trek is, it doesn't necessarily easily translate into those sort of profane things. And so, and when we have done some things in the show with a little more edge, it's always there's a lot of consideration put into it. And also I think that it was interesting to know that people really would have to seek out this show and pay money for it in a way that they haven't had to do before. And so knowing that if people were going to do that we would have to deliver something that it's kind of worth the cost. So that was something we were always thinking about.
I never really saw it as a limitation. I think we always saw it as an exciting opportunity. I think for the most part, it was from a character standpoint. Often on broadcast television, there is a need to make people very likable out of the gate, and the opportunity to create some flawed characters who weren't fully formed, who weren't perfect, was a great thing because it gave them a place to go. And so I think that was something that was really exciting and is unique to a streaming service. The other I guess the other item is the thirst from the audience to make sure that they were getting what they paid for. And I think that's another thing. You're asking a lot of people to find a service and then to pay for it. And I do believe that, despite the fact that it's new for people to be paying for Star Trek, I do believe that what we're serving up is worth the price. And but we take that very seriously.
Definitely, and it's been quality. It's been one of the few shows that I've seen on the streaming service that's just knocked it out of the park, especially in storytelling, because you don't see that storytelling that transcends TV and film. With this last episode, because that just shocked me and brought me out of nowhere to see the Enterprise come in. What was it like to be able to play with that lore from the past?
It was exciting. It was really exciting because it was something that we knew we were going to do for a while, like nearly from the beginning. And every once in a while would be in the writer's room and we'd be like, are we really doing this? This is good, because we knew it was going to be big. And we also knew that the people who were watching Discovery needed to be on board with us in order for that to work. Because what's cool about, hopefully, what's gone on with the season is you're so on board with Michael Burnham, you're so on board with that Discovery crew that the fans hopefully and the audience is going to be willing to meet the Enterprise again through their point of view. So I'm glad we took that gamble, and it is really exciting. And even when we saw it for the first time in a playback, we all stood up and cheered. It was really, really moving.
It was such a great payoff.
Oh, good.
Good.
And final question: what is it like to be a part of this history, starting with Desi Arnaz, Lucille Ball, and always been a trendsetter in television and in film? What is it like to be able to play in this and be able to show people in a different light, and what you've been able to do?
I mean, I think we always knew that Trek was gigantic, but it's only when you come to conventions like this or get to meet the fans that you really realize the legacy and how it has informed people's lives, and how it's changed people's lives, and how it's brought family members together, and how it's just a unifying force. It's very humbling. When you think about it too much, it could crush you because that's a lot of pressure. So we like to keep our heads down when we're actually doing the work, but it's really gratifying once the season airs to hear people talk about what they've gotten from it. It means a lot. It's rare that you work on a franchise or a show that moves people, that moves so many people. So that's been really gratifying and again, very humbling.
And I gotta say, Michael, I love that you brought up Desilu. I love that you brought up Lucille Ball, and the fact that a lot of people don't know that without Desilu, without Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz, there would be no Star Trek. And I think that it's such a wonderful reminder of the pioneers and the trailblazers that have come before us. And I'm sure back then they didn't have any idea that this would still be going on, and that we would still be watching her sitcom with such love and appreciation in our hearts. So I'm really glad you brought it up, and because I feel like it's still something that not everybody knows about Star Trek. So it's very cool. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks
Keep up the good work on season 2.
you.
We're looking forward to it.
Thank you.
And can't wait.
All right, great.
Thank you, Michael.
Pleasure to meet
Thank you very much.
Thank you for watching Muse. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and subscribe to see all of our upcoming videos.